what again this hearing has underlined, and generally what our organization has been concerned about, is that there is a lack of full transparency on content moderation rules, and there also needs to be more consideration of how to challenge those rules. In terms of the spread of, that article or others as well, it comes back to, you can imagine that social media companies, what they're trying to do is to prevent the flow of disinformation or elements like that case. And that actually comes down to the deep well of information that social media companies can hold about people that's not being challenged by federal privacy law. Now, the company in concern did come out straight and say that in that case, it was a problem, one which they said they have resolved. But if we had more upfront, meaningful transparency and avenues for repeal, then perhaps we wouldn't see such mistakes going forward. And that's really something we would like to focus on.
But doesn't this, good morning, by the way, doesn't it just come back to the fundamental issue as to whether these are platforms or publishers, though? Because there is a framework of existing legislation for any broadcaster or newspaper that covers all these aspects. The fundamental surely is just to determine that these are publishers, they are not indeed platforms, and they do have a responsibility to the claims that are published through them.
So I guess one of the key challenges, and for people at home to understand as well, is what's being talked about in the United States with Section 230 and the Digital Services Act in Europe is actually user-generated content. So the idea of what you or me post on our individual place would therefore, that the companies could be held liable for that. And we need to be very careful with this, because as you'll know as journalists, any tinkering to our online information system can either have one way of a situation where companies are over censoring what people are saying, or government interference with that, or on the other hand, that we just have a free flow of disinformation and other abuse online that's not curtailed. So getting that balance right, there are areas that we need to look at. In terms of, like I said, the proliferation and algorithms driving, we'd certainly demand more stringent transparency to look behind the curtain about what role algorithms are playing. But we need to be careful. It's not, we need to compare, I guess, apples with apples, in a sense that you can't compare maybe what an individual user might post or in a family group to the responsibilities that you put on a major broadcaster like yourself. So what we are really advocating for is that we have a level-headed, careful discussion on this, given that such key tenets of democracy at stake. This is about free expression, free association, the integrity of our elections, and also, of course, serious equality issues that have come up regarding voter suppression, but also regarding the manner in which, the content and algorithms, the equality concerns that have come out about that. So although there is a temptation to kind of say this is the same situation, we would really caution that that could have really a number of unwanted or unexpected attempts, which require very careful consideration.